Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you're connecting from. This is Antonio Sangio again with Introspective Hypnosis. And while I'm waiting for my next session to start in a few minutes, I decided to record a quick video to answer a question that was asked based on a video I shared a few days ago about what is the most difficult thing to accomplish during the session, during a hypnosis session. Could be introspective hypnosis, could be any other technique, but in this case, I was referring to introspective hypnosis session. So, somebody asked me a question then, Antonio, okay, perfect, you shared what's the most difficult thing for you to accomplish in a session with your clients. But what is the most difficult thing to accomplish? I mean, for you, what was the major challenge that we as practitioners faced and we still face in our practice, in our sessions? I would say, and I'm sorry, let me mute my phone before we get any distractions here. So, the first thing that came to my mind, and this is very simple and very easy because I know this, the first thing or the most difficult thing to accomplish as a practitioner, what you're learning, what you're practicing on, or even after a few years that you've been practicing this, is to leave your ego out of whatever you do. And let me repeat this. Leave your ego out of your sessions. When you jump into a session with a client, you cannot have your ego with you. Why? There are many reasons, right? But let me start by saying, number one, because then your ego is your ego. You're going to think that you are responsible for what is going to take place, right? Some people feel responsible for the results of the session when it is not true. We are not responsible. We can only facilitate a session. We can only be with our clients and go with them as they visit their memories. But the results depends entirely on them, not on us. So when our ego doesn't get the results that we expect, we get depressed, we get upset, we start doubting ourselves because you said, oh, I was not able to do this, I was not able to accomplish this, I was not able to get healing from my client. But the truth is that this is not about us as practitioners, it is about our clients, right? So what else can happen when you let your ego get involved with your sessions? You're gonna try all kind of things to provide results to your client. You're going to apply your techniques, but when it's your ego, it's like, no, I want to do this. I want my clients to experience this. And you're going to force the session. You're going to do things that you're not supposed to do in a session because you want to prove that you can do this. And it's not about you. It's not about us. It's about our clients. I remember a comment that somebody made, somebody that was, that took the training, and as soon as this person started practicing, she said, I wanted to make my client happy and I wanted to provide healing for my client. I said, well, this is not about us. And I mentioned that in our class. We cannot be responsible for our client's happiness. Not even God can guarantee that you are going to be happy. We are not responsible for our clients' healing. We are not healers. We are facilitators. Our clients heal themselves based on what they obtain during the session. So leave your ego out of the sessions. What else can happen when you let your ego get involved with the session? Another example, if you run into a lost soul and a spirit attachment, right, attached to your client, and you start communicating with that attachment, they know, they can see your aura, they can see your vibration, and with your aura there's a lot of information about you just by the colors or the vibration. They feel that. I don't know how that works exactly, I cannot tell you for sure, but they know when you're afraid, when you have this ego. So instead of helping this soul to understand what happened, how their body died and why is it that they didn't go to the light, they can appeal to your ego. They can say, oh, I see that you have been a great master in a previous life. And it might be true, but most of the time it's not true. They're going to use whatever they can in order to distract you, in order to stop you from helping them realize what they're supposed to realize during the session. And if you let your ego get involved with that, what's going to happen? Oh, please tell me more about that, and what life was this in, and what was I doing? And all of a sudden, you lose track of what you're supposed to do, which is number one, help your client. Number two, help that lost soul. All of a sudden, you make that session yours for your own benefit, trying to get information for you that might be useful for you, when you don't even know if this lost soul is telling you the truth. So you're letting your ego get involved with the session. These lost souls, these attachments will appeal to your ego, and then you're gonna fall for it, right? Not a good idea. Let your ego behind. Anyway, we should not use our clients to find information for ourselves. We should always keep a line of the therapeutic approach. An example: people will go to a live in Egypt, right? And even though we can ask many questions about Egypt, oh, tell me about the culture, tell me about the pyramids, tell me about the mummies, and tell me about this, and that. How is that useful for your client's symptoms? That's useful for you because you are curious. But how is that going to help your client? If my client goes to Egypt, I need to understand what happened in that life that relates to this one. What issues from that life were brought to this life? What symptoms from that life, and maybe, and this happens most of the time, related to the agony of that body, were brought to this life. So when we make this session about us, we forget about the therapeutic approach of the session. When you let your ego get involved, the sessions are not going to go well. So that is the most difficult thing to accomplish, because when you let your ego stay out of it, you feel vulnerable. You need to accept that you have no control, right? That the results depend on your client, and it doesn't matter how much you know. I mean, you know your techniques, but hey, is your client's soul the one that is going to navigate the session? What else? And I see this in a lot of people. You know, when you go to their office, you see a lot of certificates on their walls to prove, right, that they know. And what I see is that since, and this is society, we were brought up this way, that we need validation for everything we do. We need a piece of paper that tells others that we know about this technique, and we know about this, and we know about that. Everything is certificates and on the wall. What do those certificates say about you? Let me give you a stupid example, right? I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but to me it's like saying, okay, that certificate means that I know what a knife is. Just follow me on this one. There's a certificate that might say, yes, Antonio knows what a knife is, right? That certificate doesn't say that I know what it can be used for. That certificate doesn't say anything about my spiritual evolution, doesn't say anything about having my heart in the right place, doesn't say anything about my intentions, doesn't say anything about my purpose. It only says Antonio knows what a knife is. Now, thinking about this knife, depending on the type of heart that you have, your evolution, the level of consciousness that you have, people are going to use that knife. And again, this is a stupid example, it's just an idea. People are going to use that knife, they know what a knife is, but they're going to use that knife for different purposes. Some people will use the knife to kill, some others will use the knife to defend themselves. I will not kill anybody, I will defend myself. Some others will use that knife to prepare a delicious meal, and some others will use that knife to heal, like surgery, right? So the certificate doesn't mean anything. The certificate means that you know a technique. Okay, what else does it say about you? Does it speak about your heart? Does it speak about your intention? Does it speak about the level of evolution or your consciousness? It doesn't. I have never had anybody that before booking a session said, Antonio, can you please show me that you have this certificate? Can you please show me what you know? Can you please prove that you study this, and this other technique? Never, never. You don't see certificates on my walls. That to me, and I'm not trying to offend anybody because that is my reality. Now, it might not be yours. I'm just saying what works and what doesn't work for me. So to me, that's get my ego get involved in what I do, and I cannot do this. I cannot do this because number one, I have no control. Number one, I don't use my mind. Yes, my techniques are the techniques I use are in my mind, but in the session, I need to use my heart. I need to use my soul. I need to connect with my clients and go with them. The secret here is connection, is loving your clients. As I was practicing, as I was learning, I was getting that message through spirits and spirit guides and maybe the loved ones, my clients' loved ones. You need to do this more with love. And I didn't understand the meaning of that. I was just facilitating sessions. I was focused on learning techniques. But then I understood that this is about loving our clients, is making that connection heart to heart, is caring for our clients. This is what makes the difference in what we do. This is what made the difference in my practice. This is what made the difference in the results my clients started getting, because you learn how to leave your ego out the door before you start a session. So again, my intention was not to offend anybody. I'm just telling you what is the most difficult thing to do as a practitioner. And we should not only apply that as a practitioner, I guess, and I'm sure we need to use the same thing for everything we do in our lives. Leave your ego out of it, because you can get hurt, you can hurt others, and this is the main reason why people stop practicing hypnosis. Because things don't go according to what they were expecting, they get frustrated, they get upset, they feel that this is not for me, I'm not good at this, and they stop. So my message to you is leave your ego out of whatever you do. Just shine your light, open your heart, and connect with others. Thank you, and have a beautiful day. Take care.